Eye no krese ye prophet John the Baptist etwantro anase ya agenkwa Yesu Kristo etwantro moma yenhwe na yentie asema Abraham ba mushe ebeka na de openokre no yenjeje hwe se entro bi wo asema omoka yenum wo hase yana anase eye Abraham ba mushe no mom ena o twantro moma yentie de ba mushe eka wo hase yentie no.
And you made mention of John the Baptist. Now let me show you John the Baptist lied, the verse you quoted. John the Baptist lied. It's not easy. It's not easy. John 1:19. Malice. John the Baptist lied. Is either John the Baptist lied or Jesus lied? Malice, let's read. Verse 8, John 1:19.
Verse 19.
Verse 19.
The Jewish authority in
You don't
Jerusalem.
know why people call me Bible zero mercy. Watch. Read. Yahuda, let's go.
The Jewish authority in Jerusalem.
The Jewish authority, because when you come and you say you are fulfilling a prophecy, the Jews might come and ask you, why are you claiming? Because the Jews are not magicians that they will see you. Because there are prophecies. They want to see whether you are the one the prophecy said, which is common sense. Continue, Yahuda.
Send some priests and Levites to John.
They sent some priests and Levites to John
to ask him, who are you?
Do you know even you? You said something that John contradicted you here. You said John the Baptist was their own prophet.
Yes.
But here John said he's not a prophet. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes, John did not refuse to answer.
John did not refuse to answer,
but spoke out openly and clearly.
Clearly meaning he's not coming to lie.
Saying,
I
am not the Messiah.
It is true. I am not the Messiah.
Who are you then?
They asked him, who are you then?
They ask, are you Elijah?
Are you Elijah?
No.
Malice, they asked him, are you Elijah? John the Baptist says, no.
I am not.
He's not Elijah. Continue.
I am not.
I am not.
John answered, are you the prophet?
They asked him, are you the prophet?
They ask, no, he replied.
No, he replied. Now John says, number one, he's not a prophet. Number two, he's not a Messiah. Number three, he's not Elijah. He lied. Yahuda, let's go.
Hey.
He lied.
Say Mati the Abraham Ben Moshe wakan wa hase no. A banner about John the Baptist say onye the prophet na medin kan I expose Ben Moshe wo honom. Bit my check video no. On my platform honom Sethoossk. John the Baptist never claims say onye prophet. Ben Moshe kontompo for a liar and or say John the Baptist say onye prophet. But based on the onwa kan yem posisi no, John the Baptist never says onye prophet. He only says he is not the prophet, but he never claimed not to be a prophet. He did not say I am not a prophet. Say the Ben Moshe e claim wa hase no. Medin kan I expose no. Ewo previous video ni mo ko beti ma check here. But we say no ye pese ye call where now John the Baptist can say onye Elijah. Ena obe quote to another verse Jesus Christo can say John the Baptist Elijah. We say no yediba a common sense mu krampona enyentro. If you don't have the context now, untimi nka say because o kan say onye Elijah na Jesus ka say onye Elijah eno kwanti eyentro there be enyentro. Your examples be brave honom na common sense po betro say we statement we enyentro entro ne dey entro ebi ni saying we enyentro. My mama example okay me ye Ghana ni because ye wo me wo Ghana. My parents ya ye wo mo Ghana, mo ye Ghana for. And no ma me ye Ghana ni. Sisi me wo akwantum, and me wo akwantum pipes wo hase. Me ye Austria ni, so beside Austria ni. Enti me na mabonten, na se me hia obi, ni patuntum bi, obi also free Africa kro bi so anase obi busa me say, me ye die be ni a, metimi aka say based on the pakono wo busa me no, metimi aka say oh me ye Ghana ni na won so oh so free Ghana, chale any to say, ehim for na wote, metimi aka say me ye Ghana ni. Mintwa antro se me move come anim na me ko hia kromas police ni confront me no hia me na o ka kire me say me ye de be ni na me ka say me ye Australian na me yi me documents de kire na egusu say me ye Australian mintwa antro entro no way obi gina kire na onim contest na obeka say na guy we twa antro before no ka say ye Ghana ni e na afi enso entro bi ani asem we semu entro bi ani. Say what you say now. Another example. Akura betimi anyini. One maame we ne etenae. Ono nim se ne maame no no. The onu nim no se ne maame no no. Enso e bia enye maame na ye mo ba. Enti se eduru stage maame nye maame ne ye mo ba no no, but maame no so ono so afa ne se ne ba. Nti ono na etete no from ne nkura ba mu nyina. Ti sa maame kro no ese ne ba no no. Akra no so se ne maame no. Se maame no duru ba bi no ka se enye me ba no na. Maame ni ntwantro. Because all kasa from different countries or person or chira man for say enye ne ye mo ba no no. Se akra no ka se eye me maame no no a. Akra ni ntwantro di onim se we ne ye ne maame. Nti ze akra kro no nti ene pa kro no betima ka se me maame no no. Na maame na ka se enye me ba no no. Because maame ne kasa from a different perspective or kasa from that point of view ni say enye ne ye mo ba no no we say. Anase maame no betima ka se me ba no no, but if say ono na fa akra we say etete no. Nti based on the context na betimi ehunu what the verse is saying. We nyentro common sense na boga we say. Mama yenti John the Baptist akase onye Elijah. Based on the context no, omu busa John the Baptist say, "Uye Elijah be fa no ko wiem." Based on the Bible no, ye be fa no ko wonwu ye. When anase wonwu asase we say so. Enti ye be fa no ko e. Omu busa say only Elijah na like physical literally Elijah. Son of John the Baptist all responded to Omo. Say enye only Elijah. Literally. Say the Elijah na be fa no ko enye ono a. And say Elijah reincarnation de. And I say enye ono a. Ontwa antro. Nti ono kasa from a literal Elijah body. Sana nti John the Baptist encantro we nyentro. Ay, go Jackie. Slaking man. Entro and da contest wo hono mo amfa ne ho. Emfa ne ho. Moment in the next verse I will be quote too. Na yento aso.
Matthew chapter 11 verse 11. Hey. He lied. Matthew 11. Okay. Trap achi.
And to say a far way he lied. And what is a lie? It was say we Elijah, also onye Elijah, because onye literally Elijah. And in the context now, on all they responded to one and say onye Elijah, which is true. And to us.
Bila. Hey, trap napa John. Matthew 11.
Verse 11.
Verse 11.
I assure you that
Jesus is the one speaking. Jesus says, I assure you that
the John the Baptist.
Yahuda, watch and don't struggle. Okay. Reading is simple. Just it's a combination of letters. Just relax.
Okay.
Let's go, Yahuda.
I assure you that John the Baptist is greater than anyone.
John the Baptist is greater than anyone
who has ever lived. But the one who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John.
Continue to verse 12.
Verse 12.
Yes.
From the time John preached his message until this very day, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violent attack and violent men try to seize it.
Verse 13.
Until the time of John, all the prophets.
Jesus is the one speaking. All the prophets.
Until the time of John.
All the prophets.
And the law of Moses. Spoke about the kingdom. And if you are willing to believe their message.
Jesus said, if you are willing to believe their message.
John is Elijah.
Whose
coming was predicted
in Malachi. Now Jesus said John is Elijah. Hey. John chapter 1 verse 19.
It was behind John chapter 1 verse number 19. In the context of John chapter 1 verse number 19, we didn't care John kasa onye Elijah. So what John was referring to, and also responding to, and what Jesus was responding to now, saying say John is Elijah, no, could be two different contexts. So penokrana, what they say na, and you maybe one na, you can pusenka badrimba. Me hu how I make no. And it was like obi oye badrimba no, edi we hu krampo too much. In what context is John responding to them? So he's not Elijah. And then in what context is Jesus Christ saying say John is Elijah? The Oyanokwa, this is how he would find say this context John is Elijah. Elijah. In this context, John enye Elijah. But it doesn't mean say entro. Entro. What is the meaning of entro? A liar. Someone knowingly onim no kreno and or chiano o chantro onim say John the Baptist one can say he is not a prophet. Onim said Moshe on a contempo for. He knows that John the Baptist never says, I am not a prophet. But now Musha can't just John the Baptist say he is not a prophet. When he find entro, Jesus the Okan has said no, is not saying say John the Baptist is literally Elijah. There be Jesus never meant that. And the Bible no is support. Yeah, who John the Baptist no? Luke chapter 1, verse number 13 to 17. You can't hold him now. It will hold him clearly. Said John the Baptist, no, he will come in the spirit and power of Elijah. He will come in the spirit and power of Elijah. And it wasn't literally, but in the spirit and power of Elijah. And John the Baptist, baba. And John the Baptist was responding to them, no, with say he is not literally John the Elijah. Simple. And trobi any statement we mean no more. And trobi any honum. But the more now, Bemushe followers no, and they prove and pass the Bible near no cre. Bemushe followers, omo dodo no, and they prove Bible no truthness, because say for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. And for the lack of knowledge, then we see how many people no follow Bemushe na omo believe say Bemushe kanokre. Because they lack the knowledge. The other mechanical previous video, people now they follow Bemushe, one of them, those who are ignorant, lack knowledge. And I was one of them. It's not too late. There is no shame in something. Say you used to believe obia or you contempo for. You used to believe say or kind of cray. No what detecting no one who say and throw no worker. No what from. There is no shame in this. Any shame. Me mani u ego no enroro mu too much in case there be me mistake. There be one say we can't throw. Even this verse we now quote to there is no lie beer in this verse. Lie beer ni has say. Sethoo we Ghana ni ane. Sethoo we Ghana we Australia ni ane. E possible ni nyina entro be any statement we say mo. And the police in the say we Ghana ni make say there be me Australia ni. And Trobian because people need cram na egusu me Australia. You need two citizenships. Ewa ha say you were one citizenship, okay? And based on papers need cram no. Obusa me say we Ghana ni make us there be me Australia because Australia gusu we na make me approve am is here no. But me Ghana there by birth no me Ghana ni. Eno enye entro. Someone said me patire. Moment Bemushe be man go to entertainment keke for entertainment sake. Moment no.
So who is lying here?
It's confusing.
Now Jesus said John is Elijah. They went to John. John said, no, it's not me. It's either John is lying or Jesus is lying.
One is lying.
Chairman.
And you know, it's not either Jesus is lying because Jesus is saying, say, John the Baptist, no, the spirit as in the role of Elijah. And then literally Elijah. Into the context of Jesus telling us, say, John the Baptist, Elijah, no, in the role, in the spiritual, metaphorically forms, no, on the son of Elijah, not like literally Elijah, no, as a prophet, no, there be. Jesus is not telling lie. Okay, and John the Baptist is also not lying. Say onye Elijah in the sense now mo busa say are you this prophet Elijah na no wa say na be fa no ko there be. Mamin kind because me catch them say oh. So hope person who say be mo she twantra easy. Type in the Google no 2 verses now what them are no. John 1:19 and Matthew 11:11. Type Google honum. Ne busa Google say. Google, is this a contradiction? Bibisa, na wa would the fire addition kakra bi. Enye perfect. But ebema insight kakra bi a osu betim da adwena say okay, this is how it is no. So long na Bible no ka say afena will be this claim way bana. Azanfo bebre claim way about many times already. It has already been debunked. Intellectual person obi a way honestly bia no fa we nko debate asese kwa ko debate. I just say bia nkremoni azan ni bi. Nkremoni azan ni bi no te say Rebecca di no Rebecca di na 3 years. 3 years ni be wale no. Sa azanfo ni bi no. Omo na di we be beba. But intellectual person be away honest be an emphasize argument we and could debate as that. Yeah, the Google kind AI Google na make kind terms is because a common will be able to make same thing. John 1:19 to 23 and Matthew 11:11. Okay. It was so I can say, do not present a true contradiction, but rather offers complementary perspectives of John the Baptist's identity and ministry. That is what he said here. John 1:19 depicts his humble, literal denial of being the literal prophet Elijah, whereas Jesus in Matthew 11:14 confirms John is the metaphorical Elijah who was to come, according to Malachi 3:1. The context of John 1:19 to 23. When asked if he was Elijah, John said, I am not. He was answering a direct question, likely denying he was the literal Elijah who had been taken up to heaven in 2 Kings 2 to 11, 2 Kings chapter 2, verse number 11, or rejecting the misconception that he was the physical reincarnation of Elijah. Into the context of John 1:19, that is what he's saying. This is the context of John 1:19. To John in Chantrobia, based on the answer that he gave, he didn't lie because he is not literally Elijah. And that's the reincarnation of Elijah. Now, he never lied. The context of Matthew 11:11, okay, Jesus explained that John is the Elijah prophesied to prepare the way for the Messiah. John was not Elijah reborn, but he came in the spirit and power of Elijah, Luke 1:17, to fulfill that role. And Jesus is also speaking from a different context, not speaking about a literal Elijah. So based on the understanding now Bible, the context of the Bible, we any contradiction, we any tro. Eye mushe mom no wabon, and or no say we tro. Conclusion. The two passages do not contradict each other. They clarify that John was not the literal personage of Elijah, but rather the prophesied fulfillment of that role. That is the conclusion. Yes, he is reading both these statements from the Bible, but without the context, what do you mean? What are thou? So we can't. Where is the lie? And throw away him. Said the media make country mono. Na me follow no. Said you follow no CC. Na me follow no. Na me follow no pochen. Oh video be na why am support be mushe. How many videos that why? How many videos? And why ya? Oh you when him they support be mushe. But the woman say e yentro na wo twa. Na wo ye no kwafo a undi na chi. Sana me pa kire. Me nka se be mushe ntimi nka se me yenya sasem. Me nka se me ntie no bion. Dabi. But said baby no kreda no fato hono. Simple. Based on what he's reading, these two verses no, and throw be enim, and throw be enim. So unim contest no kwadia and throw be enim. Inti ni kakranka okay, because oye entertaining. Inti no.
It's not easy.
Verse 19.
Verse 19.
The Jewish authority in Jerusalem.
The Jewish authorities in Jerusalem
Send some priests and Levites to John.
sent some priests and Levites to John
To ask him.
to ask him,
Who are you?
Who are you?
John did not refuse to answer.
John did not refuse to answer,
But spoke out openly and clearly. Saying, I am not the Messiah.
I am not the Messiah.
Who are you then?
Who are you then?
They asked, Are you Elijah?
Are you Elijah?
No, I am not.
No, Jesus too say it's you.
John answered.
John, where's that? John, it's not easy, man. As for the Bible, if you are going inside deep, a lot of things will happen. And
Someone say, based on what he read, there are two different contexts. John the Baptist is not Elijah, literally. John the Baptist is Elijah in spirit and power. So Jesus Christ, he is God. He knows more than John. Luke chapter 1, verse number 17. You can read from verse number 13. John the Baptist was born. It was already prophesied, say he will come in the spirit and power of Elijah. See, the Bible no confirm say this particular portion, what Jesus is speaking about, is what? Him coming in the spirit and power of Elijah. God knows, and Jesus identify and say, if John the Baptist didn't know, and I see emphasis if he himself didn't know, say the spirit and power that makes him Elijah now, he was still not lying. Because what they were asking and say, is he literally Elijah? Based on the context, they were asked, are you Elijah? Literally, he said no. And Jesus, who say he is Elijah in the spirit and power, based on the Bible. That's what they say. Luke 1:17 say Elijah he is in the spirit and power of Elijah. And Jesus Christ, he has already revealed this say only Elijah It's literal Elijah. So what they say now. The way entropy in honum bear moshe na wabon. Bear moshe and wafa ho and ofa bro nya ho wi akoko. When ignorant people be brain the support so. Ebi me mpa no kre, obetwere me say I should go and debate him. Me ye video 20 minutes video, 15 minutes video, 10 minutes video. Krampo won't me transcend because no kre na wo. Me ye video 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes expose bear moshe. Wo. Me kwa transcend 3 hours in video, 2 hours in any video and the obetna wa hwe. Me moshe hunu videos no wayi nani. Ono krampo hunu videos no wayi nani. Wo ba be defend. You steady. Unim de me no you steady. Okay. Sethoossk. The video we say no entropy ni baby for common sense krampo bra we mu krampo no what the Bible no to nchen the John the Baptist kan no entropy ni honum. The Jesus kan no entropy ni honum because context e wo ho. Context e wo ho. Papa ne wo ba wo Ghana. Akra ne se ni papa ne papa we say. Yibebusa akra se o papa ni o se davi enyem papa no minim no baby a. Obusa obani papa ne se ane me bani because papa ne de wonim se ne ba no. Akra ne wonim papa ne de wonim. We entro ne we fa. Akra ne twantro davi wontwa because wonim. With the logic we want to mean tears say these people now they have the common sense and they cannot reason. Me hunu se entro baby ni honum. Okay, see the Bible no prove bibia clear. Bible no prove say John the Baptist onye Elijah. Literally, John the Baptist or Elijah in the spirit and power. So the Bible no clear. So they say Jesus amaye who say John the Baptist or Elijah. John the Baptist he didn't lie and Jesus Christ is not lying. Oye nyankopon obebu waten. Mo adwene na honum and da na wakoma mu desire no. Ye nyina enye perfect. Say me enye perfect because me ye Christo ni say me ye perfect. But ma wani nda honum ma wani enda honum obi chi Christo so ma free wonsem no obi da no wa gie free wonsem no hwe de odi be replace after all of a sudden no it said obi a obi ka say oye Christo ni no kwakwa ye enkramoni oye Christo ni no undefended child marriage da undefended child marriage undefended da really da say e okay da obi ye enkramoni apapa afo obi defend no Oji Christo so ma free wonsem no ujo to wono mawe wa reflect na hwe de ba mu hye ama wo afede akohwibra unya bia no wa hwibi afede wo accept jiwani sana asase we si de obepe de jiwani wibi o de sia na tonga to be ha boze na abrabo we say no na ba destroy no adwene mu nda honom na mo wani so nda honom Sethoossk. Follow page no okay. YouTube Sethoossk. Share video be tag be mo share. Ne prove kire me say entron no de hen based on the context entron e we hen fa. Wa adwenim Sethoossk. Follow page no okay. Like my hu adwen kire wo comment section ho no. Nyankopon asomdue enka obi a tiefo mo ma bye.